So are you feeling that little bit of dread? That voice in the back of your head maybe whispering, are the robots coming for my paycheck?
Yeah, it's definitely out there.
Because you've seen the headlines, right? Things like AI replaces designers or chatbots wipe out call centers. Even automation eats the world.
Absolutely. It feels like the ground is shifting under our feet, doesn't it? Like the whole nature of work is fundamentally changing.
It really does. And honestly, it's incredibly easy to feel kind of overwhelmed by it all, to just get lost scrolling through these fearful predictions.
It's a completely natural reaction, almost instinctive, when you face a technological shift this big, this pervasive, and the sheer volume of information hitting us every day, it's relentless. And let's be honest, a lot of it really does focus on displacement, on loss, on what we stand to lose.
Right.
But this is exactly the moment where we need to consciously, take a step back, zoom out a bit, get a much broader, maybe more historical perspective.
And that perspective, it's everything. Because here's the kind of wild part, the counterintuitive truth. That fear you're feeling, that sense of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that is actually the key. It's the key that unlocks your next big promotion, your career advancement, a whole new level of prosperity in this AI age.
Okay, that sounds like a bold claim. How so?
Well, that's our mission today on The Deep Dive. We want to show you a profoundly different picture. One where understanding a few timeless, almost ancient laws allows us humans not just to keep working, but to absolutely thrive, to lead, really, and innovate right in the age of AI.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So we're going to unpack why maybe job loss in the big picture sense isn't actually the biggest risk.
Exactly. And we'll show you how a 3,000-year-old philosophical principle can uncannily predict the emergence of brand new high-value careers. Like right now, in 2025 and beyond.
A 3,000-year-old principle for AI careers.
Yeah. And most importantly, we're not just going to talk theory. We promise. We'll give you simple, actionable steps you can take starting like today to stay not just relevant, but actually ahead of the curve.
Positioning yourself as indispensable while maybe everyone else is still kind of stuck in that negativity cycle you mentioned.
Precisely. And trust me, you'll definitely want to stick around for the very end of this deep dive.
Oh!
Because the final insight we have for you completely flips the entire AI takes jobs story on its head. It's the part almost nobody sees coming. And when you grasp it, well, it changes everything about how you view your professional future.
All right, let's do it. Stop the doom scrolling and start unpacking.
Let's do it. The ancient law resurfacing in the AI age. Yin meets yang in 2025. Okay, so let's dive into something really ancient, but almost chillingly relevant right now. The principle of yin and yang.
Okay, the classic symbol. Black and white swirl.
Exactly. Now, for many of you listening, it might just be, a familiar symbol, maybe on a t-shirt or something, but it's way more than just a cool design.
It's deep philosophy, right? From ancient China.
Right. It's a foundational concept describing how forces that seem opposite or contrary, think light and dark, chaos and order, are actually complementary. They're interconnected, interdependent.
They don't just exist separately. They actually sort of give rise to each other through their relationship.
Precisely. And what's crucial here, especially when we apply this to technology and society, is that it's not just a static balance. It's dynamic.
A dynamic tension. That's the key. When one force goes to an extreme, it naturally contains the seed of its opposite. It kind of compels a reaction to restore balance, to find equilibrium again.
Like a pendulum swinging.
Exactly like a pendulum. Swings too far one way, it builds up momentum to swing right back. Or think about biology, a system responding to stress. This isn't just abstract philosophy, it's a pattern. A predictable pattern we see throughout history, especially when technology shakes things up really fast.
And we've seen this pattern play out so many times, especially with big tech disruptions that initially felt like they'd just steamroll everything.
Yeah, like the printing press.
Perfect example. Before Gutenberg, information was super scarce, right? Tightly controlled, hand-copied by scribes, mostly locked away in monasteries or royal courts.
Very limited access.
Then boom, the printing press arrives, mid-15th century. And suddenly you have this explosion. Pamphlets, books, broadsides, ideas flying everywhere. It was amazing. A democratization of information. An unprecedented flood.
A total game changer for accessibility. But, and this is the crucial bite, with that speed and access came a huge unforeseen problem. A massive deluge of what we'd instantly call fake news today. Can you imagine the chaos? The fear, the confusion.
Wow, yeah, like religious tracts making wild claims, political pamphlets spreading lies.
Sensationalist stories made up out of thin air. It wasn't just noise, it was a genuine crisis of trust, shaking society to its core. How did people, governments, even the church, deal with all this conflicting, sometimes dangerous information? There was this deep, urgent need for truth, for reliability.
Okay, so the system was overloaded with bad information.
Right. And that deep need, that crisis of trust, is what forced something new to emerge. A new institution, a new profession, really.
Ah, so the yin of the information flood.
Didn't just lead to collapse. It birthed a powerful new yang to counter it. The rise of professional journalism.
Okay.
We're not talking about just anyone who could write. We're talking about people developing methods, verification methods, committing to impartiality, investigating claims, cross-referencing sources.
Building credibility.
Exactly. It was a slow, probably painful societal adaptation, but it was a direct response to the specific problems the printing press had accidentally created. The value of verified truth just skyrocketed.
Okay, fast forward a few centuries. Social media.
Another perfect example, an incredible leap. Early 2000s, suddenly everyone's a publisher, a broadcaster, global reach like never before.
Yeah, it was hailed as this ultimate connection tool.
It was. But what happened? Same pattern. Just like the printing press, the sheer volume, the speed, the decentralization, it led straight back to a deluge of misinformation, echo chambers, even deliberate weaponized disinformation.
Filter bubbles, plummeting trust in institutions. We see it all around us.
And again, just like before, a powerful counter-movement emerged, a new yang to balance the yin of, let's say, unchecked social media. We saw this rapid growth of fact-checking startups.
Right, organizations dedicated just to debunking false narratives.
Identifying deepfakes, providing verified contextualized info. Nonprofits, academics, even new companies sprang up just to address this critical need for truth in a really fractured digital world. They weren't just reporting anymore, they were verifying.
So, okay.
Yeah.
If we take this 3,000-year-old pattern, this yin-yang dynamic, and apply it directly to now, to the incredible AI image generators, video synthesis, large language models, the pattern feels eerily similar.
It really does. These tools are amazing, right? Anyone can create hyper-realistic images, generate complex text, synthesize voices from just a prompt. It's astounding. This is the yin in overdrive. Ultimate abundance.
So much content. So easily made.
And the yang is already popping up. We're seeing the start of a whole new field. Proof of reality platforms, content provenance systems, digital verification services.
What do those actually do?
These are technologies, services designed specifically to verify the authenticity and origin of digital content. They use really sophisticated methods, think advanced watermarking, blockchain, forensic analysis, to prove if an image or video was actually shot on a real set, zero CGI, or if it's synthetic or altered.
Wow.
It's the market's organic, urgent response to this erosion of trust we're all feeling. And this isn't some far-off future thing. These companies are being funded right now.
Okay, so let's translate this ancient wisdom, this yin-yang dance, directly to 2025 and beyond. What does it actually mean for our careers? For our paychecks? Because that's the question everyone's asking, right?
It means this. The more that code writes itself, the more that content gets automated, churned out at lightning speed by AI, the more companies and society as a whole will crave and, crucially, pay a premium for verified human insight.
So automated abundance creates a new kind of scarcity.
Exactly. A profound scarcity of authentic, reliable human judgment, empathy, strategic thinking. When there's a flood of AI stuff, there's this overwhelming demand for human clarity, for meaning, for trust.
That's a huge shift in perspective. It's not AI taking all jobs. It's AI changing the value of what humans do, making our unique skills more valuable, not less.
Precisely. And the data really backs this up. Look at the World Economic Forum. They're a leading voice on this stuff. They've put out some really eye-opening numbers.
Okay, like what?
Well, their projections show that tech disruption, a lot of it AI-driven, is likely to displace around 92 million jobs globally this decade.
92 million. Okay, hearing that number alone, it sounds pretty scary. That fuels the headlines, right?
It absolutely does. That's the number that makes the news, the one that feeds the fear, the uncertainty.
Yeah, but there's more to it.
There is. The critical piece often missed, the context that totally flips the story, is that in the exact same period, the WEF predicts the creation of about 170 million new jobs.
Wow, 170 million new ones.
Yeah. So the net effect, it's significantly positive. Almost double the jobs created versus displaced.
So the challenge isn't a lack of jobs overall.
No. It's a rapid, profound change in the types of jobs available and the skills needed for them. This creates a massive opportunity, but really only for those who are agile enough to pivot quickly, to spot and grab these emerging roles. It's really a call to action, not a reason to despair.
So it's about adapting, engaging with AI, leveraging it, not hiding from it. And this isn't just like academic theory anymore. It's hitting the real world, the executive suites.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, we're seeing CEOs from huge companies think Amazon, Salesforce issuing really stark, clear warnings to their own staff.
What are you saying?
The message is basically, use AI or lose out. It's not a gentle suggestion. It's becoming an imperative, woven into performance reviews, into career paths. These leaders get it. They know that competitive advantage in the next few years hinges on how effectively their entire workforce uses AI tools. Not just for efficiency, but for innovation, for strategy, for new products.
So they're telling employees, learn to fly with this new co-pilot.
That's a great way to put it. It's about empowering employees to do more, to do better with AI, not just replacing them.
Which means the real gold rush here.
Yeah.
It isn't necessarily about becoming like a hardcore AI engineer, spending years writing algorithms.
Exactly. That's important work, but it's not the only path, or even the main one for most people. The true gold rush isn't inside the algorithms. And it's not about blindly optimizing for speed or scale either.
So where is it?
It's in identifying and then expertly solving the new, complex problems that AI's capabilities create.
The unintended consequences, the new challenges.
Precisely. AI is an incredibly powerful tool, but like any powerful tool, it creates new issues. Issues of trust, information overload, ethical dilemmas, how to integrate it smoothly into human workflows. These are fundamentally human problems. They need human ingenuity, human discernment, human creativity to solve. And that's where the enduring value is. That's where the new opportunities are exploding. 2, the trust crisis and the emergence of new work frontiers.
Okay, so that leads us right into the heart of it, doesn't it? This trust crisis.
Right.
Because as AI gets better, as that yin of automated content gets louder and louder, our collective trust is just, well, it's crashing.
It really is, across industries, across society.
Yeah.
And it's not abstract. It's a fundamental problem for democracy, for commerce, just for knowing what's real anymore.
Yeah, and the impact is immediate, tangible. I mean, think about how easy it's become.
Oh, incredibly easy. The tech is so accessible now, so user-friendly. Pretty much anyone with a smartphone can generate a perfect celebrity clone image, voice, even video, stuff that's often indistinguishable from the real person.
Without needing, like, Hollywood-level skills or gear.
Exactly. It's totally decentralized. It's in everyone's hands.
Which is terrifying, because it means you just can't assume what you see or hear is true anymore. Some of those examples are flawless. It's getting really hard to tell.
And it's way beyond just static images now. Scam artists are already weaponizing synthetic voices, AI-generated voices. They use them to mimic loved ones, family members, authority figures, with chilling accuracy. They call people, pretend to be a grandchild in trouble needing money or a bank person needing a transfer.
Oh no.
And they convince people to give up info or empty their bank accounts. The emotional damage, the financial toll, it's immense and it's growing fast.
So it's not just abstract fake news, it's direct personal danger, real harm.
Absolutely. And then scale that up to society. Think about politics. Voters are already struggling like mad to tell the difference between a real speech and a carefully stitched together fake clip designed to manipulate them.
How do they do that?
An AI can take just a few seconds of a politician's voice, analyze their unique patterns, their inflections, and then generate a whole new speech, making them say things they never actually said, often with perfect emotional delivery.
That's deeply unsettling for democracy.
It undermines everything. If you can't trust what you see or hear, how do you make informed decisions? How do you do reliable business? How do you even know what's true in your daily news?
Okay, so the digital world becomes this hall of mirrors, flooded with convincing fakes. What's the human reaction when the ground feels that shaky, when authenticity is compromised like that? What happens to the value of truth when it gets so scarce?
It skyrockets. The value and the demand for verified, accountable human voices and sources goes up dramatically. It's basic economics, right? When something gets scarce, its value rises exponentially.
So when trust is low, provable truth becomes the hot commodity.
The most valuable commodity. This scarcity drives a powerful human reaction, a craving for genuine connection, reliable info, content with a verifiable human stamp on it. People are willing to pay for it, invest their attention in it, seek out sources they can actually believe.
And we're already seeing this shift play out, like in journalism.
Definitely. For traditional journalists, their main job isn't just breaking the story first anymore, because AI can often scrape and report raw data faster anyway.
So what's their new role?
It's rapidly shifting from just reporting the news to rigorously proving the news they report.
Verification becomes key.
Deep investigation, multiple verifiable sources, using forensic tools to check authenticity, being radically transparent about methods and biases. Their value isn't just delivery, it's unwavering verification, unimpeachable credibility. They're becoming more like digital forensic scientists. Trust architects.
And it's not just old media. I think I've seen new social networks popping up, making this kind of a selling point.
Yes, it's a fascinating trend. New networks explicitly promising 100% human-only content. That's their core pitch.
Really?
Yeah, positioning themselves directly against the huge, chaotic oceans of potential AI or bot content on the big platforms. People are actually willing to move, to pay subscriptions, to engage more deeply where they feel confident they're interacting with real people, real expression, where the signal-to-noise ratio is just way better.
Paying a premium for genuine human connection makes sense.
And even brands and individual creators are changing how they build trust.
How so?
It's this trust premium idea again. Brands are now willing to pay significantly more for creators who are transparent, who show the unedited behind-the-scenes stuff, who have real conversations, show the human effort behind the polished final thing.
Because raw authenticity stands out.
In a world saturated with potentially synthetic perfection, raw authenticity becomes incredibly valuable. It builds a real connection based on shared humanity, not just flawless production. That bond is powerful.
Okay, this feels like a massive systemic shift. And it is. But here's the really crucial part. The thing that should give everyone listening some hope, maybe even excitement.
What's that?
None of the specific high-value jobs we're about to break down.
Yeah.
They basically didn't exist at scale even 5 years ago.
That's incredible when you think about it.
Right. Yet all of them are actively hiring today. Right now. It shows how fast the job market is shifting, and it proves this isn't just theory. This is happening. It's creating totally new frontiers for work.
So let's explore them. Let's break down these emerging roles. We can group them into key areas where human value is just soaring because of AI's impact. The first one, right at the heart of that trust crisis, is reality guardians.
Reality guardians. Okay. Sounds important. Like digital superheroes.
Kind of. They're the frontline defenders against this erosion of truth and authenticity online.
So who are they? What do reality guardians actually do day to day?
Well, within this category, you've got roles like fact curators. Now, these aren't just your old school fact checkers. They're people cross-trained in two key areas.
Okay.
First, advanced data forensics. So they can analyze digital content, technically metadata, anomalies, origin tracing to verify authenticity. Second, storytelling.
Storytelling? Why?
Because it's not enough just to find the truth. You have to communicate it effectively. Make complex verifications understandable, compelling, actionable for everyone. So their day might involve using special software, running deep dive reverse image searches, and then reading a clear report explaining how something was faked or validated.
So they're part digital detective, part investigative journalist, part clear communicator. That's a unique mix.
It really is. Then you have AI ethics auditors. As companies roll out AI everywhere, there's this critical, growing need to make sure these models follow legal and moral rules. Fairness, transparency, accountability.
Someone needs to watch the watchers, basically. Or watch the algorithms.
Exactly. These teams are hired by companies specifically to prevent AI misuse, find and fix biases and algorithms that could discriminate, and stop unintended harm from AI. They act as internal watchdogs.
What does their work look like?
Reviewing training data, running simulations to test for bias, advising product teams on ethical design, ultimately protecting the company's reputation and its users.
Makes perfect sense. AI can have really weird, unintended consequences. Someone needs to make sure it's not causing harm, even by accident.
And one more under reality guardians. Chain of origin engineers. These are specialists building and implementing robust systems like digital watermarks or blockchain tools that certify content provenance.
Like a digital birth certificate for content.
Exactly. Creating an unbreakable digital fingerprint. They might develop systems to cryptographically prove, say, that a video was genuinely shot on a real set, zero CGI, or that a document came from an authorized source.
So it makes fakes much harder to pass off as real.
Incredibly difficult. Their work is essential for industries like media, finance, legal docs, Anywhere, ultimate digital trust is non-negotiable. They solve that core problem.
Okay, that's Reality Guardians.
Yeah.
Really interesting. What's the second category?
The second equally fascinating area is what we're calling AI whispers. This is all about bridging the gap between what humans want and what AI actually does. Getting the AI to perform effectively, precisely.
The AI whisperers.
Okay.
Like talking to the machines?
In a way, yes. A crucial role here is the prompt architect. We hear about AI models responding to prompts, right? Instructions.
Yeah, like typing a question into ChatGPT.
Right. But translating vague business goals like, we need better customer engagement, or our marketing feels flat, into the precise, effective instructions an AI needs to generate really good output. That's a highly specialized skill. It's nuanced.
So it's more than just asking a simple question.
Oh, much more. Prompt architects are the bridge. They might spend hours tweaking a single phrase to unlock a more creative or accurate AI response. They're basically becoming master communicators with machines. They solve the problem of unlocking AI's real potential by speaking its language fluently.
An AI human translator. Got it. What else?
Then we have workflow trainers. As AI tools get embedded everywhere, sales, HR, product dev, whole departments need to learn how to adapt their existing processes.
So they teach people how to work with the AI.
Exactly. These experts teach teams how to seamlessly integrate human judgment, critical thinking, empathy with the raw speed and processing power of the AI bots. It's about optimizing that human-AI collaboration.
Making sure the human stays in the loop for the important stuff.
Right. The human provides the nuance, the strategy, the ethics, while AI handles the repetitive stuff, the grunt work, the fast analysis. These trainers might design new internal programs, lead workshops, or even embed in teams to help re-architect daily operations around AI. Their value is making human teams AI fluent and hyper-efficient.
Because it's not just knowing how to use the tool, it's fitting it into how you work without losing the human edge.
Precisely. And finally, in this category, model wranglers. These are highly skilled tech folks who specialize in taking existing AI models, often open source ones, and fine-tuning or customizing them for specific niche industries.
What do you mean by open source?
Models that are publicly available for anyone to use and modify. A powerful general AI knows a lot, but it doesn't inherently understand the specific jargon, rules, or nuances of, say, quantum physics or bespoke jewelry making or niche legal areas.
So the Wrangler makes the AI an expert in that specific field.
Exactly. They take these broad models and fine-tune them. They feed them huge amounts of specialized data proprietary info, industry-specific knowledge, effectively teaching the AI to become an expert in that niche. It's like taking a brilliant student and putting them through a super specialized residency. They solve the problem of making AI truly relevant and powerful for specific, complex business needs.
Okay, fascinating. That brings us to category 3.
Category 3, data translators. AI generates just mountains of raw data. Oceans of it. But raw data is useless until someone makes sense of it, interprets it, turns it into actionable insights.
Right. Data needs translation.
So first you have analysts who are brilliant at converting these vast quantities of machine output complex data into clear, actionable dollar decisions for business.
There's the decision.
Yeah. They bridge the gap between technical data and business strategy. They show how data points directly impact revenue, or cut costs, or spot growth opportunities, or improve customer satisfaction. They're not just reporting numbers, they're telling the financial story behind the data, helping execs see the money implications. Their unique value is turning data into profit.
Taking a fire hose of data and making it something a CEO can act on, something that hits the bottom line.
And then some. Next are cross-domain researchers. Think about this. A single AI algorithm might optimize one specific task really well or analyze data within one narrow field. But it often misses the subtle links, the crucial patterns across different data sets or fields.
Things in AI might not connect.
Exactly. These researchers have the human intuition, the curiosity, the broad knowledge to connect dots an isolated AI wouldn't see. This can lead to huge breakthroughs, unexpected efficiencies, totally new product ideas.
Like finding a link between customer behavior and supply chain logistics.
Perfect example. Something that leads to a revolutionary change. Their unique value is finding those hidden connections, piecing things together across silos in a way only a human mind can.
That's where that human divergent thinking really shines, spotting the non-obvious.
It really is. And rounding out data translators, story-driven dashboard creators. Okay, raw spreadsheets, CSV files, useful for data scientists, sure. But for busy executives needing quick insights for high-stakes decisions, Not so much.
They need visuals, right? Something easy to grasp.
Exactly. These designers transform that complex raw data into visually appealing, narrative-rich dashboards. Dashboards that tell the compelling story behind the numbers. They use design principles, storytelling techniques to make it easy for leaders to see trends, spot issues, and act confidently. They solve data overload by making information intuitive and impactful.
Okay, Reality Guardians, AI whisperers, data translators. What's the fourth and final category?
The fourth is noise filters. We talked about automated abundance, right? AI generating infinite content. The real problem then becomes drowning in information, losing the signal in the noise. These roles are critical for cutting through that.
Filtering the noise. Makes sense. Like what?
Think about curated feed designers. You know how TikTok's algorithm curates content?
Yeah.
Well, these developers build sophisticated discovery systems like that, but specifically for serious knowledge, professional insights, niche interests. Their goal is to cut through the general internet noise and surface only high-quality, relevant, trustworthy info tailored precisely to what a user needs for learning or their job.
So building the next generation of knowledge discovery tools?
Basically, yeah. Ensuring you only see what's truly valuable, not just what's trending.
So instead of cat videos, it's a perfectly curated stream of, say, insights on cutting-edge energy policy or neuroscience breakthroughs. That's very different from generic search.
Totally different. Then there are the highly sought-after subscription newsletters. In this age of information overload, people are increasingly willing to pay curators, people who can sift through tons of content, maybe 20 hours of articles, reports, podcasts, and distill it down into concise 5-minute briefs of just the essential high-impact stuff.
Delivering clarity straight to your inbox.
And saving you immense time and mental energy, these curators are becoming invaluable for busy professionals.
Definitely a huge time saver.
What else? And finally, micro-community moderators. With all the sophisticated bots, AI spam, and targeted misinformation, those tight-knit online forums, niche professional groups, specialized interest communities, they're increasingly vulnerable.
Getting flooded with junk.
Exactly. These moderators actively protect these valuable spaces, keep them from being overwhelmed by spammy bots, misinformation, or even just low-quality generic AI content. Their work preserves the integrity, the trust, the real value of genuine human interaction and expert discussion in those specific communities.
They keep the signal pure, free from noise.
That's the goal. They ensure these valuable knowledge hubs stay valuable.
It really is incredible. Just to repeat, none of these specific high-value roles, Reality Guardians, AI whisperers, data translators, noise filters, none existed at scale 5 years ago, yet they're all hiring now. Thousands of new opportunities. It's not speculation. It's the job market adapting right before our eyes.
Yeah.
Offering real pathways for people ready to embrace this change.
Okay.
3, your bulletproof game plan. Pivoting without quitting your day job. Okay, so this all sounds incredibly compelling. Ancient wisdom, new jobs, shifting landscapes. It makes sense. But now for the million-dollar question for everyone listening. How do you personally make this pivot? How do you get into this new landscape without, quitting your job and starting totally from scratch?
Right. How do you make these big shifts personal and actionable starting like tomorrow?
Exactly. We promised a bulletproof game plan. Practical steps. So what's step 1?
Step 1, and this is critical self-assessment, audit your tasks. Start by taking a really hard, honest look at your current job, your responsibilities, daily activities, weekly rhythms.
Like literally list out everything you do. Go through your calendar, your to-do list.
Exactly, piece by piece. And as you do this, consciously circle anything that is repetitive.
Repetitive, okay.
These are the tasks that are routine, predictable, rule-based,
Yeah.
the stuff that can be easily automated. Think data entry, standard reports, basic email drafts, scheduling, summarizing straightforward content.
Low-hanging fruit for AI.
Precisely. These are the tasks AI will likely handle soon if it isn't already starting to. Recognizing these helps you see where AI will probably take over, freeing up your time, freeing up your mental energy for higher value stuff. Don't fight this. See it as an opportunity.
Okay, circle the repetitive stuff. What's the flip side?
Then you start the judgment calls. These are the tasks that need human nuance, critical thinking, complex problem solving that isn't just following rules, empathy, emotional intelligence, negotiation, creative ideas, unique insights from your experience and intuition.
Where you apply your wisdom, your understanding of people, your strategy.
Exactly. This is where your leverage is, your value in the AI augmented future. These are the things AI can't easily replicate. And these are the tasks you should focus on expanding, developing, prioritizing. The difference between your circles and stars. That's your personal roadmap.
That makes so much sense. Identify where your truly human value lies, beyond just efficiency. Okay, once you know that, how do you get the new skills? For those AI-driven roles we talked about, does it mean years of school? Another degree?
Not necessarily, and that's a really important misconception to clear up. Step 2 is upskill in weeks, not years.
Weeks, not years.
Ow. The pace of change is so fast now, traditional multi-year degrees aren't always the most efficient or even the most relevant way to get cutting-edge AI skills. Instead, focus on rapid, targeted skill acquisition that gives you immediate value.
Okay, like what specifically? Give us some practical examples of quick, high-impact learning.
Think about stuff that's readily available, often free or low cost. There are tons of free online courses, sometimes just a few hours long, teaching you how to write effective prompts.
The instructions for AI, like ChatGPT.
Exactly. Think of it like learning a new, powerful language. But this language tells the AI exactly what you want. Summarize this report, draft that marketing email, generate this specific code snippet.
Okay, prompt engineering courses. What else?
Or consider, say, a weekend data visualization workshop. Learning to turn raw, complex data into compelling, easy-to-understand visuals. Hugely valuable skill. You can often pick up the basics really quickly, maybe in a single weekend. No massive time commitment needed.
So quick, targeted learning.
Right. The goal is acquiring skills that directly address these emerging needs and opportunities we discussed. Building on your existing expertise, adding a layer of AI fluency.
Small, strategic time investments with potentially big returns.
I like that.
Oh,
So you've got some new skills. How do you make them visible, make them valuable to your current employer without waiting for a new job opening?
That brings us to step 3. Prototype a side quest at work.
A side quest. I love that. What does that look like in practice? Okay, first, identify just one annoying, repetitive, or time-consuming workflow in your current job. Everyone has one, right? That tedious monthly report, the repetitive email drafting, the mind-numbing data entry, summarizing long documents.
Find a pain point.
Exactly. Don't pick something mission-critical or high-risk at first. Then, challenge yourself. Automate a big chunk of it, say 80% or 90%, using maybe an open-source AI model, a free tool you learned about, or even just a clever prompt you figured out.
So you're not trying to revolutionize the company overnight.
No. The goal isn't a perfect enterprise-wide solution. It's to demonstrate capability and efficiency in a tangible way. You're your own first client, basically. Solve your own problem first.
Okay, solve your own problem using AI. Then what?
Then, once you've successfully automated a good chunk of it, present the demonstrated time savings to your boss, your team lead. Quantify it.
Show the numbers.
Yes. Hey, I used AI for this monthly report. It now takes 80% less time. That frees up X hours a month for me to focus on more strategic work, like that new client acquisition plan we talked about. And crucially, claim ownership of this new optimized process.
Position yourself as a person who figured it out.
Exactly. Show you delivered the efficiency, and now you're the internal expert on this specific AI application. It's not just about saving time, it's showcasing your initiative, your problem-solving skills with these new tools.
That's a really direct way to show immediate value.
Yeah.
But how do you make sure that win doesn't just stay buried in your team?
Good question. That's step 4. Broadcast the win. Don't be shy. Don't assume people will just notice your brilliance.
Okay, how do you broadcast it effectively?
After your successful side quest, write up a short, concise case study. What was the problem? What was your AI solution? Or the tangible results? Time saved, resources saved. Then share it strategically. Maybe on LinkedIn, mentioning your company if appropriate. Or internally, on the company intranet, in a team newsletter, maybe even an all-staff email if that fits your culture. This builds your personal brand as an AI-savvy innovator. It shows your practical skills to a wider audience, including future employers or internal leaders.
And it instantly makes you an internal resource.
Absolutely. And you can even take it a step further. Offer to do a quick lunch and learn session. Teach your colleagues about the process you implemented. Share your findings. Show them how they might replicate it or just spark ideas for their own workflows.
So you become the go-to person.
Exactly. It positions you as invaluable, an emerging expert within your organization, someone who doesn't just adapt but helps others adapt, that makes you indispensable, a leader in this new way of working.
Identify, solve with AI, show the impact, teach others. That feels like a really powerful, self-reinforcing cycle for career growth.
And that leads right into step 5, rinse and scale. This isn't a one-time thing.
Keep doing it.
Yes. Each successful side quest, each broadcasted win just further cements your reputation. You become the in-house AI translator, the person people turn to for leveraging AI to solve real business problems. You're demonstrating tech skill, sure, but also problem solving, leadership, and a collaborative approach to change.
Which, when you think about it, is exactly what companies desperately need in their next generation of leaders, right? Not just entry-level skills.
Precisely. This consistent action spotting opportunities, learning quickly, showing value, sharing knowledge that is the direct fuel for promotion, for increased influence, more responsibility. It's about continuous learning, agile application, turning that initial fear of change into a proactive, empowering strategy for growth. It's how you go from being impacted by AI to being someone who commands it.
The ultimate yin-yang flip.
Okay, we've covered a lot. Ancient wisdom, new jobs, a practical game plan, but now for that ultimate yin-yang flip, the part almost nobody anticipates, the surprising twist that could redefine value in the AI age. Let's paint a picture of the future.
Okay. Envision a world where AI's ability to churn out content, just vast, seemingly infinite oceans of it, reaches its absolute peak.
Maximum output.
Maximum output.
Yeah.
Every digital timeline, every news feed, search results, marketing, online communication. It all starts to feel like undifferentiated white noise.
Yeah.
Just an overwhelming, endless flood of automated info. A lot of it generic, indistinguishable, maybe even contradictory. Quality gets totally drowned in quantity.
So this is the ultimate yin of automated abundance. AI delivers on its promise. Content at massive scale, super fast. What's the immediate corporate reaction likely to be?
Well, at first, seeing this apparent abundance, this perceived low cost of content generation, companies might absolutely enthusiastically downsize their human workforce in certain areas.
Thinking, why pay people when AI can do it cheaper?
Exactly. Why pay content creators, copywriters, junior researchers when an AI generates 10 times the output, fraction of the cost, 247? This likely leads to an initial period of significant job displacement, especially in roles focused purely on creation, basic info processing, high volume but low nuance work.
The scary part everyone sees coming.
Right. There might even be initial excitement over cost savings, over productivity gains. This is the part dominating the headlines, fueling the fear.
That's the dread we started with. But then what? What's the critical realization that flips the script? The part nobody forecasts.
Then comes the harsh, critical realization. As this automated content swamps everything, as the white noise becomes deafening, nobody trusts the noise anymore. The market gets utterly saturated with stuff that lacks authenticity, lacks verifiable sources, lacks real human insight, unique perspective, genuine emotional connection. Consumers, clients, even internal teams, they just can't tell truth from fabrication anymore, meaning from data points, a real voice from an algorithm.
And if trust tanks?
Everything tanks with it. Sales decline. Engagement plummets.
Yeah.
Marketing ROI collapses. Customer service becomes impossible because people question every interaction. Brand reputation gets shredded because their message is just lost in the noise.
So the initial cost savings, wiped out by a massive revenue crisis and a total loss of market trust. That has to force a fundamental shift in priorities, right?
A profound one. Almost existential. Suddenly those corporate meeting agendas, they change radically. The focus shifts completely.
From automation to...
From how do we automate more, faster, cheaper, to a desperate, urgent search. Find us humans. Find us people who can certify truth, who can package meaning, who can inject real empathy and unique perspective, who can coach these powerful bots to deliver actual value, not just noise.
The demand flips.
Totally. It's no longer for sheer output. It's for the unique human skills that bring clarity, credibility, connection, genuine, unreplicable value to this overwhelming digital mess. It's a complete reevaluation of what actually drives business success.
And this leads to the ultimate value reversal, the big flip.
Precisely. Suddenly, salaries for those who mastered meaning-making, truth verification, sophisticated human-AI collaboration, they spike. These become the most sought-after, highly compensated professionals.
The reality guardians, data translators, AI whisperers, noise filters we talked about.
Exactly. The people who can navigate the chaos and extract or create what's truly valuable and trustworthy. And conversely, those who only chase speed, who only focused on increasing automated output, who relied on basic automation without developing those critical human skills, discernment, judgment, connection.
They get left behind.
Their skills become commoditized. Their value diminishes as the very tools they embraced become commonplace, ubiquitous. They find themselves on the wrong side of the value equation.
So the cycle truly turns. What was abundant automated content, generic info paradoxically creates a scarcity of something else entirely. Verified meaning, authentic connection, genuine human insight.
And that scarcity, that deep need, drives value right back to those irreplaceable human capabilities. It's the yin-yang principle playing out on a grand, undeniable economic scale. A powerful correction to the imbalance created by the technology itself.
Wow. So when we zoom out, think about this whole deep dive. Ancient wisdom, future trends. What does it all really mean for your future, your career, your sense of security?
It means the future isn't set in stone. It's basically up for grabs. It's waiting for those who actually understand these dynamics we've been talking about.
Because the core idea is scarcity shifts, right?
Exactly. In a world drowning in automated abundance, genuine clarity, trustworthiness, human connection, those become priceless. The enduring value isn't just generating more stuff or processing more data. It's making sense of it all, verifying it, interpreting it, connecting it to human needs, decisions, emotions. That's the new frontier.
Which means jobs aren't just vanishing in a puff of AI smoke like so many headlines scream.
No, they're upgrading. The workforce isn't disappearing. It's transforming. It's kind of bifurcating, splitting. There's this critical difference emerging between people who proactively command the new AI tools, using them to boost their unique human skills, become more productive, more insightful, more impactful, and people who are merely commanded by the tools doing tasks AI could easily replicate, often less efficiently.
And your agency, your power, lies in choosing which side of that divide you want to be on.
Entirely. The choice is yours.
And our most potent edge in all this, our most timeless advantage, it isn't some secret algorithm or fancy certification, is it?
No, it's something much more fundamental, something you already have, something you can nurture right now.
Which is?
Your inherent curiosity. Just viewing every new algorithm update, every new AI capability, every weird consequence of this tech shift as another exciting excuse to learn, to test things out, experiment, and then teach others what you find.
That willingness to engage, explore, adapt.
Pivot your own skills and mindset. That's what will make you not just relevant, but truly indispensable. A leader in this new era. It's about seeing change not as a threat, but as an invitation. An invitation to reach a new level of professional mastery.
It reminds me of that quote, something like, AI is just the next season in the never-ending climate of change.
That fits perfectly. Surf the wave or watch it pass. Either way, the ocean isn't stopping.
Right. The power, the choice to navigate this unstoppable wave, to ride it to new heights in your career, it's entirely yours. The real question is, what will you do with it?